is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning on the bottom map in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Skady. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Gaia. His name is Brickhead. The map is Blue Lagoon, and this is a viewer submitted game. Yeah, I mean, I love these viewers who submitted games. Everyone, normally what happens, I say normally, but normally what happens is the player who submits it has seen it, which means it's gonna be a good game. Sometimes certain individuals like to ego post a little bit, and they get their little points and they send them in, and they're like, well, maybe I can get on the channel with this trash game. I get very upset at those people, so keep sending me in good games. If they're a good game, I am all for it. That's what I'm about. But Brickhead, Skady, Gaia versus Zeus. This is a tough matchup for the Gaia player, but I'm looking at his base right now, and I'm like, man, if there's a base here that a Gaia player is gonna want, or a map spawn that a Gaia player is gonna want, this is the one. Gold mine here. Put a Gaia forest here. Temple here. Wall this off. Happy days. Alternatively, Gaia forest here, wall here, town center here, which gives you access to this hunt. That never happens. It's so nice. So nice. However, there is this common trend on this map of getting gold starved if you have a fairly weak mid game, which Gaia has kind of got a weak mid game. Gaia kind of has a weak every game. Maybe the late game, actually. Gaia's definitely got the strongest Atlantean late game because of this Gaia Lush and this upgrade here, channels. 20% extra citizen movement speed. So Gaia's got the strongest Atlantean. Actually, that might be a lie. Cronus' late game is pretty good as well. And Cronus, yeah, I'm gonna take it back. Gaia's got the second. No. It's actually kind of tough. What do you guys reckon in the chat? What do you reckon is... Who do you reckon, whose late game is better, Gaia or Cronus? So Cronus can time shift buildings, which is really, really good. So all you have to do is get line of sight of something, and you can time shift the buildings there. And late game, you get this upgrade called carrier pigeons and signal flares, and you can see a lot of the map with just a building, and then you can time shift into market, trade routes, and shit, and it can be pretty good. But Gaia has this Gaia Lush thing, which is it's pretty good in itself, right? You can use that really, really, really good, but man, who knows? So here's Brickhead. He's using the Gaia Forest instead. I don't know if I like it here more than here, but this is going to be protecting the gold mine. So we're happy about that. There's no way for the Zeus player to bash through this. And if they want to come in, there's going to be a temple here, and then hitting this gold mine, maybe you could come in and hit the gold mine here. It's going to be a bit of an issue, but we'll see. Now, let's check out what Skady's doing. Skady's always doing something. Of course he is. He's playing the game. Temple going up for Skady, and he's doing all of those good things. 3 villages wood, 2 villages gold is not the modern build. Not the modern build. The modern build is 3 villages wood, 2 villages gold. 3 villages gold is going to get you too much gold for what you need in the early stages if you go up at 430. Otherwise, maybe he's going to plan on taking one of these villages off gold. He just gets the extra gold early and still goes 430 as an option as well. You only need a certain amount depending on what you're doing. So say you're going center, you need your 100 gold for hunting gold, which you start with, your 100 gold for temple, you need 50 gold for hand axe, and 50 gold for Jason. And then after that, it's all units, right? Or town centers. So you have to just, what are you trying to do here? That's the question you're always going to ask when you're building stuff. What is this? Did you know you can hunt elite Gaia trees? You can hunt elite trees. Did you know that? This village is dead, right? You may be able to bounce it out over here, but I doubt it. This is brutal. Oh, no, he's going away. Killed the sentry tower. Big win! Big win for Skady. I mean, if you think about it, he was only committed 2 villages to that, and he's had that's like 9 idle villages there, so I don't think Skady's hurting at all from that. There's some Athena coming through. This could be a very fast game. But Oceanus is coming through for Brickhead, not going through Leto here. He's very questionable indeed. Leto, you put spider eggs here, you put spider eggs here, and you defend it. I actually think that potentially an Athena rush is probably the easier of the options that Skady has to do in this game to defend for Brickhead. You see he's over here eating that rhino, and there's a bolt there onto the Caladria, and trying to get some path blocking here. This is disgusting. The villagers for Skady still running around. Again, this is kind of worth for Skady. He probably shouldn't have so many villagers doing it, but he's going to be retreating. He's going to get this villager back, and Brickhead's going to be hurting here. I'd like to see him just build Car Ballista here and just defend as best as he can. The Terma, the non-Uranus Terma are one of the shittiest units in the game. I'm just going to say it. They're one of the worst units in the game. At 5 speed, they don't really dodge arrows. They can, but they just take too long to get to the speed that they need to get. And then they also, I mean, they can't get onto like units very fast to like kill them. Like if you want to kill off the archers, you're gonna have to slowly move towards them because they've got such low range, right? 12 range. You have to run close to the archers. They take a lot of damage when they hit them, and it's just not. They're not good units. I'm already hating on Terma enough as it is, but yeah. The temple going up now for Skady. Oop, Carnivora coming down. There's already an Odysseus over here, so this is going to get cleaned up nice and fast. And this Carnivora is not going to get too much value at all, but Brickhead is flooding in right now. There's a Minotaur over here that's not being dealt with. One option you can actually do against this, I mean, he doesn't have the resources. Look at that 700 wood in the bank right now. One option you can do is you can just heroize this citizen and you can kill the Minotaur by heroizing the Oracle instead. And the town center is going to be awfully close to be going up. The Odysseus right now is going to be doing so much damage to these Terma. These Terma do basically nothing to the Odysseus. Just 30% on PS armor right now. And they only do 4.4 damage, so it's a really slow time. But that center is very, very close to being stopped. The restoration going on, so the Odysseus gets back up to full HP. You can actually stop commanding this Odysseus and getting back up to full HP. Does not happen just yet. Villagers getting pulled off the town center. Going to be going on to the Brickhead villages here. The Oracle's still chasing this Minotaur around up here, and Skady going to be under a bit of pressure here from that Gaia, but he is villager fighting at this point, and it's looking like it's going to be totally fine. Stable going up now. There's really not that many units in here for Brickhead, but the damage really has not been done at all here. Should have been hit and running when the villagers got pulled off. Just hit and run that, and then there's just idle villagers here. That's kind of the vibe you want if you can. But now we're moving over into this location. There is a Jason here. This villager getting close to dying will jump into that sentry tower. The town center is up right now, and Brickhead is. I mean, he's really struggling right here. I don't think he's killed many units. He's lost quite a few, and these units can be retreating back to his base. And now Skady has just got. Oh, he's lost a villager. He's lost a villager to the Rhino. So Gaia helping Brickhead out here just a little bit. But I was saying that Skady's kind of comfortably got up this town center, and he's just going to be getting further and further ahead. He's really not had to build too many units right now. He's got the Jason here to try and get a surround on these guys. Again, going after the Odysseus, not what you want to do with the Terma. The Jason has more PS armor. I thought for some reason Jason had less PS armor than Odysseus, but I guess I'm wrong. But what you kind of want to do is you want to go box command. It's this concept I've discovered fairly recently. You box command and you can run past the unit and you can path block him very, very easily with very little micro. Big brain. Box command is the future. I saw someone do it and I was like, man, that guy's a genius. Can't remember who it is, but it's good. Still has these villagers up here, and Brickhead's got this thing going on with this plow. Now what you can get on Voobly, this is Voobly exclusive, not on Extended Edition, but on Voobly, this economic guild unlocks all of the upgrades in the classical age. So if you have to farm, you can get your farming upgrades, and they're very, very cheap. You can get your farming upgrades, irrigation, flood control in the classical age, which will put you, like if we do the little quick math, right? We love some quick math here. Farms are 1.52, right? Hunt is 1.85. 10% extra on farms goes up to what's 10% of 1.5? You've got 0.15, right? So we go up to, is that right? 0.15. We go up to 1.6. Let's just round it down. 1.65. Then you get irrigation. Right, we're already getting close. We get irrigation. We're on 1.65. That's 16 extra, or 0.16. We're going up to 1.7, or 1.8 something. We're already close to hunt. Then you get flood control, and you've overtaken base rate hunt. Obviously, hunt does have hunting dogs, so it is still better. But point is, you can jump onto farms on Voobly with Gaia and get flood control nice and early. It costs a lot of resources, but you can get that food income that you'll love to have. Right? Thank you for the maths. Apparently 1.976 is potentially something that is a vibe with all of the upgrades. So if you get pushed off Hunter's Gaia, it's an option to rush those upgrades. Instead of building these useless Terma, which cost 95 resources, you just get more food income with the flood control and get pure Mermillo or Gaia Ballista. Oh, it's good. But Skady is just flying ahead on the economy right now because he's got 2 town centers. It's more than flood control can say for itself. But we'll keep an eye on this economic guild and see if he does go into any of the shenanigans. He's also eating some food in the middle of the map, has complete map control right now, and he's just gonna be trying to raid with these turns. Doing a nice job so far. He's got a micro of these though. Don't run into the town center. Run away! Run away from the town center! This feels bad. These Terma could have done quite a bit of damage, to be honest, but just throwing them away, and because apparently, oh god, he's lost it. That Minotaur has done so much work right here. 3 town centers for Brickhead is actually a pretty good idea. And the Minotaur going to be hiding in the corner. Terma going to try and find it. Should definitely just heroize 1 unit and kill this, but he may actually be losing something here. No, Minotaur not going to turn around. He's going to go for it. No, he is still dodging around. Okay, Minotaur has fallen. The Minotaur has fallen. 3 town centers for Brickhead coming in. Now, 3rd town center for Skady coming in though. So, again, this is going to be difficult. Zeus late game. We have talked about... Zeus late game before, maybe? I don't know if anyone's watched my videos before, but Zeus late game is pretty good. And getting 3 town centers comfortably is... it's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Because it means you just jump straight to the Mythic Age. You get all your villages. You get all 80 villages in the Classical Age. And then you advance to the Heroic Age. By the time the Heroic Age comes in, you've already gathered all the resources for the Mythic Age. And you advance there, and then you kill your opponent. Right now, we're seeing the fight of the century right in here. The Carnivora comes down and is going to delay this town center from getting up indefinitely, right? And he's actually got the strong army right now with those medium Mermillo coming in, going to be completely decimating that Skady army. For some reason, the Odysseus got picked off or something. We do see some villagers yet again. Villager raids. That's so disgusting. You need to send some Mermillo over there and deal with that. Just kill off those villagers, man. But town center has been stopped right now, and Brickhead is taking a bit of a position right here with that attack. Really nice usage of the Carnivora. We don't see that very often. And if we check out these medium Mermillo, he does have Bite of the Shark, which is 15% Mermillo hack damage. Now, normally these upgrades, these special upgrades that units get, for example, Serpent Spear, generally only gives 10% bonus. So this upgrade, Bite of the Shark, getting 15%, man, you got to think it's good. It's good, and it only costs 200 food. Whereas Serpent Spear costs 250 food. Am I saying that this is a biased game towards Atlanteans and the Egyptians have been left behind? I think I am. Someone needs to buff Serpent Spear. If I got the, I might have got the I might have got the resource cost for that wrong, but I swear it was expensive. Not 150. It's got to be 250. 250, 12 favor. That's my guess. Could be wrong. Anyways, back to the game. Skady's army's starting to get scary, which means that these units not going to be very good. These units not going to win a fight anymore. They're still ooh. Skady's just not caring right now. He's just throwing away Hippocon. He's got units to give. He's just like, I don't care. Hippocon don't matter to me. You can have the Hippocon Carnivora. Little raid coming in right now. The Hippocon coming in, going to be jumping onto these citizens soon. It's going to be nasty. Stable coming up in the middle of the map here. Oh, picking off a villager there. Oracle hero chilling. Going to get picked off by that watchtower. Third town center may finally come up for Brickhead. Those villagers have been pulled back. And the Hippocon are on this gold mine. One thing I've learned about playing Gaia is you don't want to spread your villagers out like this. Your army's over here. Get this gold mine, then you can defend against it nice and easy. We just see the villagers fighting back. Garrison him! Garrison! Get him in there! Close. The Terma coming over. Pretty sure those Hippocon will beat the Terma, even with some micro. But we are seeing a big fight right now. Brickhead coming into this army here of Skady, and look at that army. The medium hoplite outclass. They don't outclass a Bite of the Shark Murmillo, but for some reason, maybe it was the Terma. Maybe these units just completely run over him. And we are seeing the defense over on this location has been successful for Brickhead, but he's lost quite a bit on this location. And now we're seeing the hoplite raids. You see the Polo coming in for Skady. These units will probably win now for Brickhead, with the Bite of the Shark helping out quite a bit. And now the Toxotes coming over to greet these guys and will sway the battle. Meanwhile, these Terma need to get over here onto those Toxotes, which are going to clean up all of these Murmillo here. Is Brickhead on the way to the Heroic Age? There is no Heroic Age coming in just yet. Town Center coming up for Skady, and Skady on the warpath onto this gold mine where most of the Brickhead units are not in position. Brickhead gonna have to retreat into this manor, not going after the low HP villager right now, and Brickhead still going after this location here. He has managed to get the Carnivora in here, and we have seen 2 citizen falling right now. Terma coming back over, should just move in here. You could probably pick off a bunch of these Toxotes, which would be huge. Even more citizen falling right now for Brickhead, but I guess you can just rebuild the 3 town centers. It's never good to lose any citizen, but if you have to, you can always rebuild. Anyways, finally, Skady is throwing up a fortress onto this location here. And the Carnivora doing work. Normally you see Carnivoras not really get much value, which we don't see Oceanus pick too much, but this Carnivoras have done quite a bit, besides the first one, which got picked up very fast. And there we go, picking off another hoplite there. Probably could have got 2 pickoffs there. Oh, he's got another one! And the Manticore coming in to clean this up. 1 Hero Murmillo needed to jump onto that Manticore, and these villagers have all fallen. Oh, maybe gonna come out of here. We just see an underworld coming in, so he can move back to his hometown center, which he knows he needs to grab. If Brickhead can prevent this, it's really big, but now Brickhead going to retreat back. At least he does not have to worry about an underworld. This gold mine will not be able to get gathered from very well, but he's back on it already. Brickhead's sitting with very low resources, and he's actually either cancelled villages. He's cancelled villages. I thought he was back at max villages there, but not happening. Thea is incoming. Villagers over here are going to get picked off, but Skady's going to be close to moving in here. He does have the fortress, so he can start making Petropoli. There's a nice Gaia forest and normal forest here that he can hide behind those Petropoli behind in order to kick down that town center. But there's the Thea. Medium cavalry has been researched because it instantly gets researched on Voobly. These Stymphalian birds are going to come in, and if there is no Odysseus, there is an Odysseus. I was going to say the Stymphalian birds could be a really good choice. But Brickhead can now transition into the, what do they call, the Poseidon's Secret upgraded cavalry if he wants to. Always an interesting tech choice. Or tech switch by going through Thea. You get the option of getting Lance of Stone cavalry, and Contarians are some of the strongest cavalry in the game, especially with those those crazy upgrades. We do see a military academy trying to come up in this corner. Going to get spotted by Brickhead. Going to eat that villager there, or slice him to death. Slice him to death. Now the Miller moving forward. Stimfallenberg getting thrown away, unfortunately. Going to get pulled away from the fortress. Down center still not up for Skady here. Is he on the way to the next age? He's not close, actually, unless he's already advancing. No, there's the market. For, fortified town centers coming in. Needs to get some more gold income, but the army of Brickhead here is looking like it's doing a pretty good job. Still making these Hippocon when there's a heavy hoplite that could be being made. A little bit interesting, but going to be pushing Brickhead back here. There's the hoplite moving in as well. And a palace coming up now for Brickhead, who seems to have stabilized a little bit. He doesn't really have that many resources. He's very low on the population, but we will see. He may be able to somehow hang on in this game. Gaia does have the advantage of delaying any sort of push that happens. If he loses this town center, for example, the Gaia Lush is still all here. You have to kill off all the buildings before you count the town center. So it's possible for him to make a comeback if that happens. But Skady, 138 population here, going through Hera. That is an interesting decision if I've ever seen one. Hera is going to be able to pick off every single one of your units, but there's so many buildings that he can garrison into, so you have to be careful where you use the lightning storm, because if you use it over this location here, where I'm pretty sure Brickhead's just going to be hanging out for the most part, just garrison inside the palace, garrison inside the town center, it's going to be great. We just see the palace under siege right now. Brickhead still not advancing, no fortified town centers, really low on the gold. His upgrades, he does have every single upgrade though. Has flood control, has quarry, has carpenters. Feels very, very good. Now we have those OP archers coming out with their 20 range. When you get those archers out, it becomes very, very hard to push into an Atlantean player as the Zeus player without siege or heavy myth units from Zeus. Anyways, moving in, coming back, doing the stuff. Ark is going to be shooting their arrows, doing their thing. Feels good, feels good. The palace is spewing onto them. There's the Hera. You can't cast this here, just garrison. And he garrisons, and he's going to save most of his units, right? You have to garrison into here as well, but not going to be happening. Oh, he picks off the citizen. And it's looking like Brickhead falls down to 120 population, or just below, and he's still flooding units in. Oh, you got to be aware of this. You can't let that happen. Dropping units out, and this palace is going to be going down very, very quickly. And then we also have Petropolis coming in the back. We're jumping onto that fortified town center, and Brickhead taps out in that moment. GG. Well played by Skady. Some hilarious villager fight action in the early game, followed by a nice comeback from Brickhead. I feel like had this raid over here not happened, Brickhead would have been in a pretty good spot here. Had he been on this gold mine where all his units were there, he had the stronger units. Those what do they call them? Those Bite of the Shark Mermillo, they're some terrifying dudes. With those medium upgrades, they're sitting at 10 hack damage. And you compare that to a Hoplite, who's heavy Hoplite. He's only got 9 hack damage, 9.6, and that's heavy, right? That's a medium upgrades plus heavy upgrades. So those are some terrifying Mermillo. I honestly think there's some room here for Gaia to experiment with going double military barracks, Oceanus, Bite of the Shark Mermillo. I think that's a thing. I think it could be a thing. And here's the final point to this. If you've ever done the tests, Hoplite actually beat Toxotes in a one-on-one battle. They are called soft counters because they soft counter. Their damage does more damage to the Hoplites, right? Because they do pierce damage. Hoplites have low pierce armor. But Hoplites have so much more HP than the Toxotes, right? So they win. The same rings true with the Mermillo. If you can get enough Mermillo out, you just win the Hoplite Toxotes army. And if the Mermillo are stronger than the Hoplite, because a base Hoplite is comparable to a Mermillo, if they're stronger, then technically a full population Mermillo army will beat the full population Hoplite Toxotes army, right? I'm just saying. And then what happens after that is the Zeus player is forced to transition into Hypaspist. Hypaspist. Which means that you can transition into Thea Contarius. Into Poseidon's secret Contarius, which we all know and love. Anyways, all theory crafting, Gaia's a trash god, and there's nothing that can be said about it. GG, well played by Skady. Thank you all for watching. On to the next one.